Hello everyone, in this video we are going to fly out of Utah, and in this video we're going to stay in a nice hotel in a very sketchy neighborhood, see a very unique rock garden, meet all the leaders of the Church of Jesus Christ of Latter-day Saints at the same time, have a very unique German food experience, find some original artwork, and the kicker is we're going to do this all in 48 hours. So buckle up, this is going to be a fast trip, so we better get out to the airport right away. Hello everyone, we're here in the Ontario airport, and we are in Ontario, California, and we're going to start a 48-hour adventure in Salt Lake City. So come along, starting here at the Ontario airport, and let's see what we can do in 48 hours in Salt Lake City. Ontario airport is a small regional airport with 2 terminals, but it does have a shuttle service. Technically, we could walk from the economy lot to Terminal 4, but we're in Terminal 2, so we're going to take the shuttle. And it's costing us $20 a day to park here in the economy lot. Oh my goodness. I am. We have arrived here at Salt Lake City Airport. Looks like this whole wing out here, Gate A, is for Delta that we're flying in. It's kind of funny, there's a California pizza kitchen when you arrive at Salt Lake City. Yeah. And then it says Beecher's handmade cheese over there. Okay. Kind of find that funny. Yeah, plenty of Utah merch over here. Let's see what they got. They got Utah sweaters, toffee, and taffy. Okay. There you go. That's the typical Utah stuff. If you are traveling in and out of Salt Lake City, there is a big chance you are on a Delta flight. Almost all the Salt Lake City terminals are controlled by Delta. The airport is very big with flights going all over the world. We decided the best thing for us would be to take the Trax, which is a light rail train system, into downtown Salt Lake City. It took us about an hour to get from one end of the train line to the other. We're on our way to look for the light rail system, which we think is this way because it says ground transportation. So we're going to check it out. Okay, it took us a little bit to figure it out, but now we are over here by the ticket booth for the light rail system. And we believe if we take the green line, yep, it'll take us to downtown. So we're going to see how much that costs. It was $5 for an all-day pass, and we'll see how much we use it. And right now we're just trying to get to our hotel.
Next station, 1940 West North Temple.
The Trax is a very convenient Salt Lake City transportation system because it goes to all the major transportation destinations you would want to see. Unfortunately for us, the train ended about a half a mile before our hotel, so we had to walk the last part of the way. Outside, there's the Joseph Smith building. Well, we made it to the Sure Stay here. This should be interesting. They say it's downtown, but I don't really feel like it's very downtownish. We're a good half a mile away. You can see downtown. There you go. But we're a good half a mile away from the stops. Any stop. There's no public transportation here. And there's an interesting clientele in front. What?
There's somebody living out of that ambulance.
Oh, I thought there was an ambulance in front. Apparently it's just an RV convert.
Yep.
Free continental breakfast and a swimming pool. I didn't really bring swimming trunks, so whatever.
Yep.
The Sure Stay Hotel itself was pretty decent, but the neighborhood where it was located was kind of dodgy. We're on the first floor, so that's nice. And they just had some flowers, so there you go. Check it out. We are here over by State Street, and I don't know about this neighborhood. It's looking interesting. I think it's worse than downtown LA in some spots, and that's saying something. But we're gonna give it a go for it and see how it works. Not sure I would recommend this area. Basically, once you get past the train stations, things get very interesting in Salt Lake City. We had a bit of a hard time using the bus, but the bus driver was nice and helped us make sure we were on the right bus. On the way, the next destination we saw was Washington Square. Washington Square is home to the Salt Lake City City Hall, which we learned is a very historic place. It says Washington Square, Salt Lake City.
Public lands. This is Washington. Now we're coming down here to find the next bus stop. There's not a bus stop along here, but
There's a Pioneer plaque. House
Pioneer
of
camping grounds.
surprising, not really.
10-acre blocks are camping grounds with immigrant trains. Oh, July 23rd, Levi was here.
Okay.
So, and then they used it for all sorts of things. A Haymarket, a baseball, a store,
I think this Jimmy John's used to be an ice cream store.
I don't know what gave you that impression. You must be something.
Just thinking about it, that's all. They didn't even bother to take down the ice cream cone. They just painted it black.
Yeah.
Instead of Tommy's Burgers, they have Tony's Burgers. It's just like Tommy's Burgers, but it comes with a little bit of extra grift. We're gonna go over to Cafe Zupa's because my son wants soup, he says. So we'll try it out, see what it's like. Cafe Zupa turned out to be a good deal. For $10, you got a sandwich, a soup, and a chocolate dipped strawberry. We're over by Hires Big H, which is like their local hamburger place here. It's kind of like A&W for Salt Lake City. Okay. Behind a hamburger stop, nestled in a big apartment complex, is a place called Gilgal Gardens. When you first arrive at Gilgal Gardens, you might think to yourself you're trespassing into somebody's yard. But don't worry, this place was built by a guy named Thomas Child, and he died in 1963. So it isn't like you're going to bother him much. Actually, the area is now a city park. It says here, Gilgal Sculpture Garden is not your typical park. It's an outdoor gallery filled with irreplaceable sculptures, inscribed stones by the work of Thomas B. Child. And this was his backyard. That was his house. This is his backyard. And he liked seeing different things in stone. First thing here is a beehive. Beehive is like, think of Utah. There's a lot of scriptures in stone here. And that looks kind of like a baptismal font. And then the big one, that's very weird, is Joseph Smith as a Sphinx. That's just weird. Thomas Child named this place Gilgal Gardens in reference to a passage of scripture found in the book of Joshua, where the Israelites were commanded to put a memorial of stone. In the Bible, the Israelites used 12 stones, but in this garden, Mr. Child used 70 stones, which he carved himself using a high-powered blowtorch. Huh. Got like some hearts over there. This place is weird. There's one really big birdhouse over there. And there's a cornerstone. And that must be Mr. Child himself. There's a lot of weird stuff here. Definitely saw some interesting stuff in stone here. All these paver stones have scriptures on them. Bunch of eagles here. Scriptures. I don't know who that's supposed to be. It says, "He who would have fine quests, let him have a fine wife." And I don't know who that is. Must be Mr. Child's wife, I'm guessing. Mr. Child and his wife Bertha shared his garden with thousands of visitors. Mr. Child said he knew not everyone was going to understand or appreciate his artistic vision. His primary concern, however, was that the garden would succeed in making people think. He said, "You don't have to agree with me. You may think that I am a nut, but I hope I have aroused your thinking and curiosity." Mr. Child would go out and collect interesting stones, and he said that they were from the local Indians around. So these are just stones that he says that were pre-cut. He didn't cut them. They were, according to Mr. Child, they were already cut by Native Americans. So it's very interesting, and he placed them here in his garden. Can't say that I'm an expert on rocks. These over here, you can kind of see, like, these could be like metates on the top. That top area would be for grinding corn. So that does look like a Native American rock there. These other ones, not so sure, but very big pieces. Here's a green one. That's very interesting. You don't see green. Wonder what metals it has in there. Maybe some zinc. Very interesting. This here has the songs "The Elders of Israel" on the paver stones here. These are all the verses to that song. And then over here it says, "Dedicated in loving remembrance to Daniel, Harold's wife and son Peter, grandmother Jane, her sisters." So basically all of Mr. Child's family here.
Queen Victoria.
And Queen Victoria too, okay.
Mm-hmm.
Why not? Maybe there was some ancestry there. We're all cousins of Queen Anne, right?
Queen Victoria, for sure.
Okay.
Count your mini
Well, the rains are coming, so we're going to leave. But that was a very interesting garden. A man definitely had a vision and a plan. And I'm glad they're fixing up his house over here. The house, unfortunately, is very much in disrepair. Can't see it, but it's falling apart. But very interesting Gilgal Gardens. I hope they keep it up, and we'll check on the next destination. We're over across the street is the Tandy Leather Factory. The Tandy Leather Factory was the predecessor of the Tandy Electronics Corporation, which later became Radio Shack, which later went bankrupt. But apparently here, they still have the original Tandy Leather Factory. That is so crazy, and it's open. Well, that would be interesting. It's raining here in downtown Salt Lake City, and we are just across the street from the temple here, and we're about to go into conference. We have tickets, and it's a rainy day, and we're going to see how it goes on the inside. Twice a year, the Church of Jesus Christ of Latter-day Saints has a really big meeting called a General Conference. In this meeting, all the leaders of the church gather, and anyone, even non-church members, can attend. The conference center in Salt Lake City is a really big place and can hold 21,000 people. But there are millions of church members, so it is better if you go that you have a ticket. Tickets are free, but you need to get them from a church member or wait in the standby line. The conference session was special for us because we got to see the world-famous Tabernacle Choir practice. We liked the conference so much that we decided to go to the next session to try to get a standby ticket. To do that, we had to go to the tabernacle across the street. This is the standby line here. It's quite long. People line up an hour and a half beforehand to get into conference. The Salt Lake City Tabernacle is actually the oldest building in Salt Lake City. It is home to the Tabernacle Choir, that has been broadcasting the longest show in the United States called Music and the Spoken Word. Inside the tabernacle, we were given a standby ticket which would allow us to fill up any unused seats. In addition to seeing General Conference, the conference center itself is beautiful. Inside the conference center, there are many original artwork.
These are originals over here.
I especially like the Arnold Freeberg paintings of the Book of Mormon stories.
Even Benjamin gets buff arms in this painting. Oh, look at this. Strokes on this one. They're very in depth. Oh, look at that. Very intense.
Watching conference got us hungry, so we decided to try a place called Siegfrieds Delicatessen, which is a great place in Salt Lake City to try some great German food. I really like the spatzel and schnitzel, but you should probably know that the German chocolate cake is not really German food. It was invented in the Americas to sell more chocolate, but it was still good. If you have time, go to the Church History Museum, which is also free and has a lot of interesting displays. I enjoyed practicing at the replica podium.
Like kind of, okay, that's even better, like in the frame like that. You doing nothing, you know?
Yeah, Denise thinks she's doing the ministering, but all these hands are around you, really.
Yeah, I feel like this little girl, like, look at me, I'm helping, you know?
Yep, I totally get it. Nice one with the lamb.
Moving that.
I like those boots.
Women on the salt flats. This is a photograph, right?
We just got out of the Church History Museum, and that was very cool. It's very quiet now because the last session of the day is going to start. There's the tabernacle outside there. I thought it was very interesting looking at all this stuff from an LDS perspective. Hope you enjoyed this, and now we're going to go find our way back to the hotel, which I think we're going to have to get a lift right now.
The next day, early in the morning, our flight was leaving, so we headed back again to Salt Lake City Airport, which was only a 10-minute ride by Uber.
Yeah, it was kind of interesting. Apparently, my plug set off the security alarm, but it's all good now. Now I gotta find my gate right now. Getting on the plane, we're the last ones on because we're zone 8, but it's fine. We have pre-assigned seats, so it doesn't really matter. We arrived back at Ontario Airport. Hope you enjoyed the adventure, and we'll see you on the next adventure, and looking forward to it. See you on the next one.